2025 is the year that your curls are going to thrive. If you're tired of spending so much time and frustration on your curls and you're ready to get them under control, you're going to have to change these 5 things. My name is Gina and welcome back to my channel. Here we talk all things naturally curly. I love simplifying things, doing these step-by-step tutorials, and I'm a curly hair coach that loves working with you all directly to solve your curly hair problems. So let's get started. While I cover the 5 things to stop doing, I'm going to be doing a first impression review of some products from Rizos Curls. I've already tried their gel before, but this is my first time at testing out the new biotin shampoo and conditioner and the thickening foam. They have a whole range now for hair growth, so I'm going to be testing them out. But I'm very skeptical when it comes to products that claim to grow your hair, especially when they are rinse-off products like shampoos and conditioners. So I won't be speaking to the hair growth aspect of these because I don't plan on using them long-term because I'm already using my Living Proof Scalp Care Density Serum and I don't want to interfere with those results. So I won't be speaking to the hair growth part, but I will just give you my first impression thoughts on the line as they work as products, but not with the growth part. So I've already shampooed and conditioned using the biotin shampoo and the biotin conditioner. These worked fine, nothing amazing to wow me. They smell like peppermint, which is nice. The shampoo was a moisturizing shampoo, but it did do a good job at cleansing my scalp. I always check after and make sure that I don't have any buildup left over. I did use a scalp scrubber massager, so that did help. Very moisturizing, my hair didn't feel stripped after using them. And then the conditioner was very lightweight. If your hair gets weighed down easily with conditioner, I think this is a good option, and it had good slip. My hair felt nice and moisturized, but not over conditioned after I rinsed it out, and that's what I look for. So checks all of my boxes in terms of shampoo and conditioner, but nothing amazing. I think any shampoo and conditioner will do. So I just took my hair down out of my hair repair towel and I'm going to mist it with some water and then apply my Curlsmith Miracle Shield Heat Protectant. But the first thing that we're going to stop doing in 2025 is soaking our hair down daily and instead just doing a light refresh or skipping refreshing where possible. Now, this doesn't apply to people who have a very oily scalp, or maybe you sweat a lot, or you have a job where you have to wash your hair. Those circumstances are totally understandable. But if you are soaking your hair down every day and fully restyling, maybe you're getting in the shower and wetting your hair down and applying conditioner, or maybe you are doing a full refresh every day or shampooing every day just because you don't like how your hair looks because it's not lasting, that's something we can work on adjusting. And this is gonna save you so much time. It's gonna save you product and just really save the health of your hair. It's not great on our hair to restyle it and detangle it every single day. That's a lot of manipulation on our hair, and our hair is healthiest when we just leave it alone. So ideally you do a wash day a couple times a week, not every single day, but I would say every other day is probably max. If you just have a normal scalp, that would probably be the maximum that I would shampoo. We do want to prioritize scalp health. So that's why I mentioned for people with a very oily scalp or people who sweat a lot, you are going to need to shampoo more frequently. Just going in with my Miracle Shield Heat Protectant. Our hair does swell when it gets wet, the cuticle raises up, and that's when it's the weakest and more prone to breakage, especially if you're detangling. Soaking your hair down daily can really create a vicious cycle of hair damage because the more damaged your hair is, it's not going to last as long, and then you're gonna feel like you need to do a bunch of refreshing because you don't like how it looks the next day. Healthier hair lasts so much longer. There are things that will need to be tweaked in your wash day routine in order to get those longer lasting results. And this is something I work with my curl coaching clients on all the time. This is one of our main goals, is to save you time and effort on your curls and also improve the health of your curls. So that's one of the main things that I focus on in my curl coaching programs. I'm actually going to be sharing more about my new program towards the end of the video, so stay tuned if that's something that you're interested in. Doing less refreshing was actually one of my personal hair resolutions last year for 2024, and I believe for 2023 as well, and it drastically improved the health of my hair. If you can skip refreshing, definitely do so, especially if you're someone that just stays home, maybe you work from home. It does not matter if your hair looks perfect. I wear a lot of hairstyles to try and hide frizz. So that's what I started doing a lot more when I stopped daily refreshing. So a lot of times if I'm not filming, you will see me with my hair back in some clips, or I'll have a headband in, and that is just to tuck away the frizz so it's not in my face it's not bothering me throughout the day and I don't feel the need to refresh it, I can just kind of pull it back, because for me, the lower section always looks fine and it's always the top section that gets pretty frizzy after wash day. And when refreshing is necessary, use as little water as possible. And I've created an entire video on how to get longer lasting curls, so I will definitely link that for you down below. I highly recommend watching it because there are several factors that go into how long your hair lasts, and it all goes back to what you do on wash day. So I talk more about that in that video. I'll link it for you down below. Before we get into it, the next point, I'm going to go in with the Rizos Curls Thickening Foam 2-in-1 Treatment Styler. So this is supposed to be a multi-purpose treatment slash styler. So it's a foam, which foams typically help provide volume and fullness. It says in the directions to focus this on the roots. I probably should have done this before I sectioned my hair, but might as well go ahead and put it on my roots. It smells like peppermint, just like the rest of the line. But this is also supposed to help with thickening. It has some of those ingredients like arnica, oat straw extract. I can put more info about the product ingredients on the blog post review that I'll do on this line that will be linked down below. But I'm just focusing it on my roots. It says you can apply it to your scalp. All right, I feel like I'm already feeling my roots dry a little bit. So maybe that's the volumizing aspect. Sometimes volumizing products will kind of expand the hair and make it feel like it's drying almost. That's interesting. Then I'm going in with the Rizos Light Hold Gel. So I've actually tried this gel before, but I haven't ever featured it because I typically don't go with lighter hold gels, but I wanted to use the full Rizos line, so that's why I wanted to pair this gel with it. And I could also get away with lighter hold products in the winter. It's actually pretty dry outside right now, so that is when I experiment more with my light hold products. I'm just going in with about that much. I don't remember it being this yellow color. Hopefully it didn't change colors on me, but it's been a while since I used this. But it has aloe and flaxseed, which are basically natural film forming ingredients that can actually help to lock in moisture in dry weather or for people with lower porosity hair. So when I use a light hold product, it usually just means that I get frizz by the end of the day or maybe into day 2 to where I have to do more refreshing. So going back to my first point, it really is all about the products used on wash day. So if you are only using light hold gels, then your hair is probably not lasting. This is why I typically go with stronger hold products compared to this one. The next thing we are going to stop doing is using so many hair products all at once in our routine, specifically styling products. And instead, try paring down your routine to just a gel. I know it sounds crazy, but curly hair really only needs moisture and hold in its styling products. You can get that from just a gel, especially a gel like this one. It's pretty moisturizing. You could totally use it by itself, and I would have used it by itself today, but I wanted to test out that foam. So that's the only reason I'm using 2 products today, is because I wanted to test the foam. And foams by themselves don't give any hold. You can't really style with just a foam. They're really just for moisture. So that's why I needed to pair a gel with it. But usually you will see me just using a moisturizing gel and that's it. Sometimes I will do a leave-in or a curl cream, not both, plus a gel. So that's going to give you moisture and then hold from the gel. That foam is making my hair super tingly where I can't even brush style. Maybe I need to add more water. I usually style more damp because I want more volume. I don't know, something weird's going on with my roots. Feels tingly, but not sticky or anything. That's weird. Maybe I just had some knots underneath I didn't get rid of. The only time I will recommend using an additional product like a foam or a mousse is if you just want to achieve more volume and maybe you like the gel that you're using and you just want to add a little bit of texture and grit to your hair through like a foam or some sort of texturizing spray or a hairspray. That's when I will add in another product. Or you could just use a gel that also gives your hair texture and grit. But most of us do not need 3 and 4 styling products all at once. So the basics would be just a gel or a curl cream or a leave-in plus a gel. You do not need to be using a heat protectant, a leave-in conditioner, a curl cream, a gel, a mousse, an oil. All of that is just way too many products, and you'll notice that your hair gets very weighed down. You'll also notice that it gets more of a build-up-y feeling to where you do want to wash it the next day. And you'll also notice that you don't get good hold when you have a bunch of styling products that are conditioning the hair underneath of your gel. Your gel is going to stick best to clean hair by itself, no other products interfering with its performance. Just going in with some of that foam at the root. I'm not fully brushing it through. I'm just kind of getting it on the roots, then going in with some of the gel. This gel has quite a bit of slip too, so I am able to apply it then brush style. I feel like I'm shedding more as well because I'm kind of rubbing my roots with that foam, and anytime you rub your roots, you're probably gonna see more of those loose hairs come out. I'm also using my Bounce Curl volume brush to brush style today. It's actually Christmas Eve today, so I want to style my curls so that way they last. I'm going to have company in town the rest of the week, and I don't want to be fussing with my hair. I'm all about a low maintenance routine, not only using less, but spending less time on your hair. So that's really what I teach in my curl coaching programs of how to get you to that point. The third thing is a big one, and that is to stop ignoring your hair's needs and start paying closer attention to them and making adjustments. Unfortunately, you can't just do the exact same routine to your hair every single time and get the same results. We need to pay close attention to our hair's needs to get the best results that are more consistent. While I strive to simplify my routines as much as possible, curly hair will require a bit more thought if you really want it to thrive. Unless if you have perfectly healthy hair, you will likely experience curl problems at some point. Examples include getting buildup because you've been using the same thing and never changing up your routine, or maybe your curls become dry because you never deep condition. Another thing could be that your curls start to lose shape and they're not bouncing up like usual because you haven't used any protein in your routine in a while. Your hair communicates its needs through how it looks and feels, and if you're not paying close attention to that, then you won't know what to adjust. This doesn't mean that you have to spend a ton of time on your hair. It just means that you put more thought into your wash days and are more intentional. I recommend planning your wash days and tracking your results through my curly hair tracker and planner spreadsheet, which you can download through the link below. Through learning and curl education, which is what I strive to provide in my content and my curl coaching programs, you will be better equipped to diagnose and treat your hair's problems on your own. I think my scalp is showing so much more from using the foam because it's making my roots more wet, and my hair is usually more on the damp side, like towel dried at the roots. Styling it more on the damp side, which is where your roots are more towel dried, can help with more fullness because then the hair isn't as clumped, it's starting to dry a little bit. So that's why I think my scalp is showing a little bit more than usual, is from where I put that foam in there. So I'm just trying to kind of push the hair in the other direction to cover it up. And then I'm going to scrunch with my towel to help soak up some of that excess water. So now I'm just gonna take my wet hair repair towel and gently scrunch my hair with it. This is just called micro plopping. This is going to help speed up our dry time and also increase the hold because I'm gonna go in with another light glaze of gel. But our next thing that we're going to stop doing in 2025 is ruining our curls and ruining our wash day from friction. And instead, we're going to protect our curls while we're sleeping and also in the wash day process when a lot of friction can occur. Friction is curly hair's worst enemy. Friction creates frizz, it breaks up your curl clumps, it can lead to breakage, and in general, it can just really ruin your wash day. After you wash your hair, so after you rinse out your conditioner, I highly recommend using either a microfiber towel or a t-shirt or a hair towel like this. So a towel that's specifically designed for hair that doesn't have those little tiny fibers like a regular bath towel. If you are still using a bath towel on your hair, that is probably contributing to so much wet frizz. It's causing breakage, and those little fibers cling to the hair and create a ton of frizz, especially in very fine, fragile hair. So if you don't have a hair towel, just grab an old t-shirt or a pillowcase. Anything is going to help reduce that friction on your hair. I also use my hair towel at this step to soak up excess water, and it causes a little bit of frizz just because I'm touching my hair while it's wet, but that's why I'm going to go in with another light glaze of gel. But this is helping to just soak up that excess water and really speed up my dry time. I have heard so many people get much better results when using a towel like this, even compared to just their t-shirt. Maybe it's a little bit more absorbent, I don't know what it is, but it leaves just the right amount of water in the hair. Now I'm just going in with another light glaze of gel. I always have to do this extra gel step, especially when using a lighter hold gel, or else I won't get enough hold because scrunching with a hair towel can soak up some product. Another big thing that causes friction against our hair is overnight. If you are not protecting your curls at night with at least a silk or a satin pillowcase, you are just ruining all of that work you put into your hair on wash day, and that's just causing your curls to need to be refreshed the next day because then they're not lasting. Just like we talked about with daily soaking your hair, how it can cause damage, not protecting your curls also just can create a vicious cycle in your routine. So there's a lot of cheap options for silk or satin pillowcases. I highly recommend at least using a satin one because that's just going to help the curls glide so much better compared to a regular cotton pillowcase. And you also have to consider all of the friction that your hair has throughout the day. So it's rubbing against sweaters, like even the sweater I'm wearing right now can cause frizz. Now I'm not too worried about it because we can't completely protect our curls all day. It's going to get some frizz, but just being mindful of that, you'll be aware of where you might be messing up your curls. And if you could just make one switch, it could probably make a big difference. So maybe you're carrying your purse on the same side and it's constantly messing up your curls and causing breakage on one side of your head. That's an easy switch. Overnight is the biggest one. That's definitely a must no matter what your hair type is, to at least be sleeping on a silk or a satin pillowcase and using a hair towel, not a bath towel. Now I'm done at styling, but another quick thing I wanted to mention when it comes to friction is if you were wearing your hair up every single day, that's a lot of tension and friction on your hair. If you're tying your hair up tightly every day, that's definitely not going to help your curls thrive. You need to be wearing it down as much as possible or in very loose hairstyles where possible. Now I know everyone has different circumstances when it comes to their job. Maybe you have to put it up, that's totally understandable, but just make sure it's loose and try claw clips and looser silk and satin scrunchies. Just avoid any tight hairstyles because that can cause a lot of breakage. Our fifth habit to break in 2025 is putting off haircuts. If you're not trimming your curls regularly, you're not giving your hair the best chance to grow. Unless if you're doing absolutely nothing to your hair, you likely need regular trims to keep split ends in check from things like detangling, brush styling, and diffusing. Also, some of the previous tips that we talked about with using a proper hair towel and a silk or satin pillowcase are key here. And if your hair is damaged or color treated, trims are even more important to maintain healthy ends. There's no one size fits all time frame for trims, but I try and go at least every 4 months. This helps keep my ends looking full because with my low density hair, longer lengths tend to look stringy and sparse. A shorter cut just keeps my ends looking fuller and more balanced. And one last note about haircuts, I highly recommend getting a curly cut or at very least a regular wet cut by someone who truly understands curly hair. I hear way too many stories of stylists straightening curls before cutting them or using thinning shears, which often just leaves hair ruined. Your stylist should always be cutting your curls in their natural state for best results and at least seeing your curls in their natural state when dried. For diffusing, I'm just using my Curlsmith Defrizzion hair dryer with the XXL diffuser attachment. This is one of my all-time favorites because I can diffuse my hair in about 10 minutes with very little to no heat damage because it doesn't get too hot. Even on the highest heat setting, it's not damaging for curly hair. Now I'm done at diffusing. I have probably a medium cast. I'm gonna pop in my Bounce Curl volume root clips just along my part. I usually like to wait and let my hair set for a bit, maybe anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes before I go in and scrunch out the cast. My hair is now set for about 30 minutes while I went and ate lunch, so I'm just taking out my curl clips. It still feels a little bit damp, which tends to happen a lot when I use gels with these film-forming humectants, which is what it's supposed to do, is help trap in some moisture. So if you're in a dry climate or if you have low porosity hair, this is definitely a good option, but downside to that is it can still be a little bit damp even once it's dry. So one thing I like to do is just scrunch out all the cast, and then sometimes I will take my diffuser and just finish off scrunching out the cast with the diffuser. The hair is going to look slightly different once that moisture fully evaporates out of the hair. Now I'm just going to fluff out the roots and finish scrunching out the cast. For being a light hold gel, this is pretty good hold. Now I don't know if it's because it's really dry inside right now, because I definitely remember testing this more in the summer and it did not hold up in humidity, but this is working pretty good. I mean, for a light hold gel, it's kind of giving medium hold. I feel like my definition is really good. The other nice thing about light hold gels is they can give a lot of fullness in the hair. I usually recommend them for people's hair who is very low density. I'll have to see how this holds up tomorrow. I mean, I'm getting a little bit more frizz than usual, but it's definitely comparable to my other light hold gels that I do like. Like you can see there's frizz right here. Usually I will touch that up with a little bit of gel on dry hair, and that helps to really add more hold, but I think I'm gonna leave it because I want a little bit of a softer, fluffier look today. It is now day 2 after doing the Rizos routine, which is the true test to actually show you how well it holds up, is how it looks the next day without any refreshing. So no refreshing yet, and the curls still look pretty good. I definitely have some frizz if you look closely, which is totally normal, especially when using a light hold product, but I would say these results look very similar to when I use medium hold gels. So I definitely got pretty good hold out of this for being a light hold product. I feel like I don't even need to do much refreshing, maybe just smooth a little bit of water over these frizzy pieces, but I don't need to like reshape the curls or diffuse or anything like that. Hopefully I don't even need to add gel. Maybe I can just use a little water to refresh and it'd be good to go. If you're ready to finally get your curls figured out for 2025, I would love to have you join me in my group curl coaching program. Enrollment is open now for the new 6-week group coaching program, and when you sign up, you will get direct access to the community portal where I'm already assisting with some curl problems through there. And then the live coaching calls will begin mid-January, and those will last for 6 weeks. So you basically get 6 weeks of those live calls with me for that ongoing curl support versus just a one-off call where it can be information overload and then you're left on your own after the appointment. This gives you that ongoing curl support. It's kind of like having a group of curl friends and myself in your back pocket for whenever you have curly hair troubles. This is going to save you so much time and frustration with your curls because you will have that support from me whenever you're facing an issue. We will help get your curls figured out. I'm going to learn about your curls and help you tweak your routine just like I do through my private coaching. In the group setting, you're able to learn from everyone else and still get that support from me. So you will still get that time with me within those calls. I will make sure that I'm answering everyone's question and you get more of that ongoing support, and it is at a discounted group rate because of the nature of a group coaching program. So that's why I'm so excited to offer this for you all. If you haven't already signed up, I will put the link down below if you want to read more about it. And if you have any questions about how it works with the group setting, how the live calls work, you can always reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, or send me an email, and I'm happy to chat and to see if it's a good fit for you. I also recommend starting the year fresh with my curly hair tracker and planner, and you can check out the link down below if you want to download that spreadsheet. If you're trying to get more fullness and volume in your curls, if you have thin or low density hair, then you've got to check out the recent video that I did all about the 4 methods that don't work for curly hair that is thinner. And if you're trying to get more volume, these are those popular methods you see all the time that don't always apply the best to my hair type and to others' hair types that are trying to get more volume and fullness. So I will put that video linked right here on the screen, and I will talk to you over there. Bye everyone.